Hello students, welcome to AP classes and this is Abhishek. Today we are going to discuss about system.out.println. In this video tutorial we will discuss that how we can use system.out.println, what is the difference between system.out.println and system.out.print, how you can evaluate a value in system.out.println, why do we write system, why do we write out, why do we write println, or why do we write print. So a lot to know, a lot to discuss as always, but before we begin, please subscribe my channel and like the video. Basically, in a Java program we have to know two things. Okay, if you want to print anything, then you have to know about system.out.println and you have to know about system.out.print. Well, here we will discuss about what is system.out.println and what is system.out.print. But before we begin for the discussion, now let us understand what is system. Here you can see that system is a class. Okay, so here system is a class, out is a data member, and println is a method. System is a class, out is a data member, and println is a method. And how do we come to know that system is a class? The reason is, remember, whenever you declare a class name, whenever a class name is declared, it is always declared in capital letter. Okay, in BlueJ, declaring a class name with capital letter is not necessary, it's not mandatory. But if you look to any other IDE, then you have to declare a class name, you have to write a class name using where the first letter must be a capital letter. Remember, if you are using any other IDE, then first letter of a class name must be a capital letter or must be in uppercase. Similarly, so here you can see that I have written a class name, that is school, and here school is a class, it's a class name, right? So it is user defined, I have defined this name. And here in system.out.println, S is written capital. So system is a class, system is predefined, it is already defined. Well, if this is a class, remember, if system is a class, then it must be declared under some package, right? It must be declared under some package. And what is the package name? Java.lang. Java.lang is the package name under which system class resides, or system class is declared, or system class is written. So the package name is java.lang and system class is present within java.lang package. Now you must be thinking, sir, don't we have to import this package? Because we know that before using a class we have to import the package. Well, for your kind information, java.lang is already included in the program. It is by default included in the program. You don't have to include it, you don't have to import it separately. I told you in the previous video that there are few classes there are few packages which are already included in the program. It is already by default, it is included in the program. So there are few packages which are used very commonly they are used. So instead of importing it, instead of including it in each program, here in Java program you will find that java.lang is included automatically. You don't have to include it once again. Okay, so system is a class which comes under java.lang and we don't have to import java.lang separately. The reason is, here it is included, or here we have imported this java.lang. We don't have to import it separately. Here it is included automatically. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to write a separate code. Like here you don't have to write import java.lang dot asterisk mark. You don't have to write separately this one. Okay, because it is already included in the program. Here you don't have to write this one. Okay, so this is how system class is defined under java.lang package. So if a question is asked to you in system.out.println, what is system? What is system? So you can say in system.out.println, system is a class. It is a predefined class. Okay, it's not user defined. We have not defined this one. It is predefined class. Out is a data member. Okay, so a class, you can see that a class will have data member and member method, isn't it? So system is a class, out is one of the data member of system class. Println is one of the member method of system class. Now you must be thinking, sir, do we have any other then if system is a class, then it can have many data member. So out is one of the data member, or it is the only data member. So remember, system is a class, out is one of the data member. Along with out we have other other data members also. But here it is not necessary at all to know that what are the data members present under system class. Never you are going to get a question like this. What are the data member present under system class? State the data members which are present under system class. State the member method which are present under system class. Okay. Now even if a question will be asked to you, then they are only going to ask you name one data member which is present under system class. Okay. So here you can write that one of the data member which is present under system class is out. One of the member method which is present under system class, that is println. Right. This is how you can declare a system.out.println. You can write system.out.println for printing purpose. Remember, system is a class, out is a data member. Well, let me write here. System is a class and out is a data member here, and then println is member method. Here once again, system is a class, out is a data member, and println is a member method. Now here you can see that println is basically used to print something. If you want to print anything, then println can be used. Now let us do some manipulation here so that the things can be more clear to us that how the println is going to work. Remember, whenever you write anything within double quotes, okay, so here we have a starting double quote and this is the ending double quote. Whenever you write anything under double quote, it is considered as a string. In most of the programming language I'm talking about, double quote is considered as a string. Whenever you write a double quote, okay, now I have to print my name is Abhishek Pradhan. So here if I write this thing, my name is Abhishek Pradhan here, let me just delete this comment line. If I write here, my name is Abhishek Pradhan, then this is going to get printed as it is because this is a string. And as this is a string, this is going to get printed as it is. There will be no change, or you cannot do any manipulation here. Simply, it will give you an output. My name is Abhishek Pradhan. So here you can think that println is used to print this one. And where it will print my name is Abhishek Pradhan? Where it will print this string? It will print in the terminal window. It will print in the terminal window. So if you want to open terminal window, you can use println. With the help of println, a terminal window will be opened. Let's compile this program. Yes, the program is compiled. Now when you execute main method, because we know the execution will start from main method. When we execute main method, the first thing that will be printed, that is my name is Abhishek Pradhan. Let's look here. Yes, you can see that it's printing my name is Abhishek Pradhan. Now you must be wondering, you must be thinking, so you also said that we have a print method. As we have a println method, we have a print method. What is the use of print method? Now let's see what is the use of print method here. System.out.print. Instead of writing println, I am writing print. My name is Abhishek Pradhan. I am the host of AP classes. I am the host of AP classes. Here you can see we have written system.out.println, and here we have written system.out.print, and here we have printed system. I am the host of AP classes. Well, before using this print statement, let me show you. If I write here ln, then how output you are going to get. What kind of output you are going to get? Okay. So in both the cases, I am using println. Let's see. Compile. You can see that it's printed. My name is Abhishek Pradhan. I am the host of AP classes. Now what we will do is we'll remove ln from here. We'll remove ln from here. System.out.print we will write, and we'll see that how it's going to get printed. Here you can see that it is printed in a single line, okay, without any gap. It is printed in single line. Well, I will show you, or I will tell you that why the things are happening like this. Here you can see in this program, you can see that we have written system.out.print, isn't it? What is the use of print? Print states that, remember student, it is very, very important. Many a times we get question in exams, in the board exams, even the output question comes. So you need to know the proper way how you can evaluate this program, how the things can be solved. So you have to be very sure with the difference between print and println. Both print and println states that they need to print something. If you write print, it will print whatever is written here. If you write println, it will print whatever is written within parentheses. Okay. Now, when you write, what is the basic difference between print and println? Because the similarity is both are used for printing purpose. But what is the difference between print and println? The difference is print states that after printing this statement, the control what you see, the cursor or the control what you see, because only print is written, it will not go to next line, it will stay at the same place. Here the difference is print, because of print the control will stay in the same line. Because of println, ln means line, next line, ln stands for next line. Because of println, the control will move to the next line. Once again I am repeating, because of print, the control, the cursor here you can see, the control, once it will print my name is Avishek Pradhan, after that it will stay in the same line. Because of println, the cursor will move to the next line. Now just think, system.out.print we have written, and here what we have written, print. When we are writing print, that means it will print my name is Avishek Pradhan. Because we have not mentioned ln here, so the cursor will remain in the same line. After that, here it is written, I am the host of Avishek, I am the host of AP classes. Same line, in the same line it will print, I am the host of AP classes, and after that cursor will move to the next line. And why the cursor will move to the next line? Reason is println is written. So here print will print this things, print will print the things which are written under double quotes, whether this one or this one. If print, after print ln is not present, cursor will not go to next line. After print, if ln is present, then cursor will move to next line. Be very clear, ln do not work before printing something, ln will work after printing something. Here print is written, it will print my name is Avishek Pradhan, and as no ln is present, after that, remember, after printing my name is Avishek Pradhan, it will decide whether to take cursor or whether to take control to the next line or not. As print do not have ln here, cursor or the control will remain in the same line. Here, after printing my name is Avishek Pradhan, it will remain in the same line. Then the control will print I am the host of Avishek, I am the host of AP classes. The same line it will get printed, and after that, because ln is present, the control will come to next line. Now see, if you write anything after this, system.out.print, and here you write Rourkela, then what will happen? System.out.print Rourkela. Look, you can evaluate yourself. Okay, I'm just writing a comment line here, because here in 3 cases print is written, so these things are going to get printed, isn't it? So first it will print my name is Avishek Pradhan. Okay, after printing my name is Avishek Pradhan, it will find out whether ln is written or not. ln is written here? No, ln is not written. So whatever next thing will get printed, it will get printed in the same line. Here you can see I am the host of AP classes, it's written. It will print I am the host of AP classes without giving any space, because there is no space between n and double quotes, and there is no space between I and double quotes. So there will be no space between n and I. After that, remember, after printing I am the host of AP classes, it will check whether ln is present here or not. Yes, ln is present. So the cursor will come to the next line, and in the next line it will print Rourkela. Okay, remember, it doesn't matter that whether here ln is written or not. Remember, here ln is written or not. ln will work after the things are printed. and the host of AP classes, then it will check, then the control will check ln is present or not. Yes, ln is present here. So it will take the control after printing AP classes. Here you can see, and the host of AP classes, the control will go to the next line because ln is present here, and there it will print Rourkela. Now let's execute this program and see whether we are getting the output or not. Yes, you can see my name is Avishek Pradhan. I am the host of AP classes Rourkela. So this is how print and println work. Let us take few more examples here and we'll try to get the output. Okay. Here we are going to write that at AP classes you can study Java. Okay, and this we are going to write ln, and this we will write print Java, and here we are going to write as well as other programming language. Okay, so this is how we are going to write. Let's put few more things here. Let's put few more things here. Okay, and here we'll write system.out.println, and let's do one thing, dot, and we are going to write here God bless you all. God bless you all. Okay, so this is how we are going to write, and let's write one more sentence here, system.out.print I pray for your better future. Okay, so this is the whole thing. This is the complete statement we have written here, and let's evaluate how the things will be printed. Well, let's see. Here it is written that first it is written at AP classes. Can you see here? It's written at AP classes. So first, in every case you can see that print is written. So because of this print statement, here you can see it is written print because of this print statement, and here it will print at AP classes first thing which is going to get printed, that is at AP classes. Then the control will decide that whether the control have to stay here or it have to move to the next line. Now you tell me that where the control will stay, whether the control will stay here or it will move to the next line. You can see that we have a control here we have a control, right? After printing AP classes, here we have a control, and then here you can see we have a control then because of ln it will decide that whether it will go to next line or not, and once it will check that ln is present here, then the control will move to the next line because ln is present. After that it will print you can study Java. Okay, it will print in the next line you can study Java, and then it will decide whether the control will stay here or not. And now you tell me whether the control will stay here or not. Just look to this, pause for a while, looking to this line, decide whether the control will stay in the same line or it will move to the next line. It will remain in the same line. The reason is here it is written print. It will print you can study Java, but as no ln is present here, so control will remain in the same line. Then you will come to the next line. In the next line it is printed space as well as other programming language, right? It is printed in the other line, it is printed, third line it is written as well space as well as other programming language. So here in the same part, wherever the control is, from there you can start printing space as well as other programming language, right? And then again you decide and tell me whether you have to move to the next line or you will remain in the same line. The control will stay in the same line. Just decide and tell me. Here you can see that again print is present, no ln is written here. Now you will tell me, sir, here ln is written, this ln is for this line or this part. Here we are printing this line, so we have to decide whether the control will go to next line or not. looking to this print statement. Okay, looking to this print method. So here it is written print. So it is printing as well as space as well as other programming language. And after that, because no ln is present, so my control will stay in the same line. Next line I will move. Here you can see that print is written. It will print full stop space God bless you all. Okay, so it will print full stop space God bless you all. And here you can see it's printing full stop space God bless you all in the same line. And after that, now I have to decide I will move to the next line or not. Now you tell me I am going to move to the next line or not. Yes, I will move to next line. The reason is here ln is written. My control will move to the next line, and in the next line it will print I pray for your future. Here it will print I pray for your future, and then because no ln is present here, my control will remain in the same line. Okay, so it will remain in the same line. Now let us see whether we are getting this output or not. When we will execute this program, are we getting this output or not? We'll compile the program and let's see we are getting the output or not. Yes, the same output we are getting. Okay, we are getting the same output. Now if you want to make a here you can see, if you want to make an extra space between this two line, okay, you want to make an extra space between this line and this line. Here you can see that because of println you have already come to the next line, isn't it? You have already come to the next line, so the printing will start from next line. So if you give a blank println here, what will happen? Just think. Now let's make it quite easy to understand. Okay, here let us make it quite easy to understand. Here we have written println in three cases. Okay, for first what will happen, it will print ap classes at ap classes. So it will print at ap classes, or okay, it will print at ap classes. Then because of ln, the cursor will come to the next line, isn't it? It will come to the next line. Then what is written here? It is written println. Println means it will print something. What it will print? Nothing is written here. It's not going to print anything. Nothing is written here. It's not going to print anything. So without printing anything, it will go to the next line. So when you are in this line, here you can see after printing at ap classes, because of ln, you are going to come to the next line, and here it will not print anything because only print there is nothing written within the parenthesis of println. It's not going to print anything, and because once again because of ln, you will come to the next line. Okay, in the next line you will print I pray for your better future. Let's see. Yes, it's working. You can see at ap classes and then a space and I pray for your better future. So here you can say that because of println, blank println, or as nothing is written here within println method or println parenthesis, so it is working as a new line generator. So it is working as a new line generator. Okay, it is working as a new line generator. Because of this, it is going to generate a new line. Now you must be thinking, instead of writing println, if we only write print, then what will happen? Remember students, if you only write print, if you only blank print, if you don't write anything within this parenthesis, then it will give you an error. The reason is, see, when you write println, when you write blank println here, it states that nothing is printed but a new line is generated. So some work is done here, isn't it? It's not printing anything, but it is generating a new line. Because of this println, you are generating a new line. Although you are not printing anything, but still you are generating a new line. But when you don't write ln here, you only write print. Now tell me, for what reason you have written here print? What is the reason you have written here print? Is it somewhere helpful to you? Is it helping you in any manner? No, not at all. The reason is, you have written print here. You are not printing anything here. Okay, it is not printing anything. Here you can see print is not printing anything. It is not printing anything. So for what reason it is written here? Because print cannot generate a new line. And here print is not able to print anything. So what is the reason you have written here print? So it's giving you a long set of error. Okay, remember you cannot write a blank print statement here, but you can write print ln here. The reason is, although it is not printing anything, but it is used to generate a new line. So it is doing some work. It is doing few things. It's doing what is the work is what is the work done by print ln? The work is it is used to generate a new line. But when you write print here, only print when you write, it is used for nothing. For no reason you are using print here. It cannot print anything. It cannot generate anything, generate a line. So what is the purpose of writing print? So never write a print statement. Here you can never write a print statement like this, but you can write println here. Blank println here you can write, but you can never write a blank print statement. The reason is blank print statement is used for nothing. But yes, if you want to write anything here within double quotes, in this case it can execute. Things can be executed here. Okay, and why it can be compiled or can be executed? The reason is here we have written print, but along with that we are printing something. Okay, it will not generate a new line, but it is printing something. But if I remove this one, neither it is printing anything nor it is generating a new line. So for what reason you have written print? It is giving you an error. Remember, you can never write print statement like this, or you can never keep a print statement blank. I hope this part is quite clear to you. Now let's move to a output part. Let's move to an output part. If we write like this, system.out.print, and here we write system.out.println. Now tell me how the things will be printed. Okay, now let us evaluate how it's going to work. It is written print, so it will print at ap classes. Yes, it will print at ap classes. Then because no ln is written here, my cursor will stay in the same line. Here it's staying in the same line, isn't it? When you go to the next line, it is written println. Look, it will find first, it will see it is written print. What is written here? Nothing is written here. So it will not print anything. And because of ln, the control will come to the next line. Here you can see the control will come to the next line. And it is not here, nothing is written. So it will not print anything here. Okay, look here once again, at ap classes it will print. Here only print is written, so the cursor will remain in the same line. There will be no difference. The cursor will remain in the same line. It will remain in the same line. And then here you can see that it will remain in the same line, and because of print ln, here nothing is written, so nothing is going to get printed here. Because of print ln or ln, my cursor will come to next line. In the next line, when it comes to the next line, again you will come to this part or this line, you will come to this print statement, you will come, it will print I pray for your better future. So here it will print I pray for your better future. Okay, let's see after we compile it's working or not. Yes, it is working, right? So this is how you can use print and println for different printing purpose. You can use println for printing. You can use println for to generate new line. You can use print whenever it is necessary to print something in same line. So it is up to you how you use, how you manipulate with print and println statement. Now let's move to the next part, that is we'll discuss about concatenation. What is the meaning of concatenation? The meaning of concatenation is to join two different things. Okay, when we join two different things, that is called as concatenation. Now let me show you something. Here we have written, we are going to write here ap, and then within another double quotes we are going to write classes. Here you can see this is one of the string, and here this is another string. Now both are two different strings. Okay, these two things are two different strings. Now I have to join these two different strings. So here I will use plus sign. So plus sign is used to join two different things. Okay, remember, whenever you use plus sign, it is used to join two different things. And what it will print here, it will print ap and it will print classes. It will join ap along with classes. Let's look to this. You can see that ap classes is joined. Remember, whenever you have two strings, once again I am telling you, please put a focus to this statement. Whenever you have two different strings, if you put a plus sign between two different strings, then it is added. Okay, so here look to this note, string plus string will always give you string. Okay, string plus number will always give you string. The output will be in string. Number plus number will give you a number. So this you have to remember. String plus string, if you add two strings, it will give you a string, that is concatenation. This is called as concatenation. Okay, concat, I'm writing concatenation. And here if you add string plus number, it will again give you string. That means again it is doing concat. But here if you add number plus number, it will give you a value. It will give you a value here. Okay, so here you can see string plus string is giving you string, string plus number is string, number plus number is value. So this is how things are going to work for you. Okay, now let's do this using a program. Here you can see that we have two strings. AP is one string, class S is another string. So string plus string will give you string, right? Now let's do another one. Now if you add 3 plus 5, if you add like this, 3 plus 5, 3 is a number. Can you see 3 is a number? 5 is also a number. We are going to put plus sign between that. 3 plus 5. So value will come to be 8. 3 plus 5 will give you 8. Let's compile this program. Here you can see 3 plus 5 is giving you 8. Let's look to this. We'll execute this main method. And here you can see it's giving 8. The output is 8. Now, if you add, remember, if you add something here, number, if you write number plus 5, okay, if we write like this, number equals to plus 5, okay. So here this part, whatever is kept under double quotes, as I told you earlier, whatever you keep under double quotes, it will be considered as a string. So here you can see that double quotes is kept under, number is kept under double quotes. So this one is considered as a string. And when you add a string and a number, it will concatenate and it will give you a value in string. Remember, a number added with another number will give you a concatenated value, or the output will come to be in string. So how the things will appear? The first number will get printed, beside that equals to sign, then you will have a space here. Here you can see you will have a space, then after space 5 will get added. Let's compile this program and execute. Yes, you can see number equals to 5. Now let's go one step ahead. If you write number equals to 5 plus 3, here if you write 5 plus 3, what's going to get printed here? What will be the output? Now tell me, students, pause for a while and reply me in the comment section. Okay, pause for a while and reply me in the comment section what will be the output. Try it. I will solve it for sure, not an issue. But before I solve, please pause the video and reply in the comment section what will be the output. Here you can see that you must be thinking the output will be number equals to 8, isn't it? You must be thinking output will be like this, number equals to 8, isn't it? Because 5 plus 3 will give you 8. You can see 5 plus 3 will give you 8, and 8 will get added to number, or 8 will get concatenated to number. But the actual output will be number equals to 53. I will tell you why it is number equals to 53. Now look to this rule. Okay, what the rule says, when you add a string with number, it gives you a string, a concatenated value, isn't it? Now when you will start evaluating this one, here you can see when you will start evaluating this one, evaluation will take place from left to right. Okay, and when we start our evaluation from left to right, because here you can apply BODMAS rule. According to BODMAS rule, if you have plus sign, then you have to begin from left side to right side here. So when we apply BODMAS rule here, you can see that first string is written, so you have to add 5 to this string. So here this one you can see the highlighted part is a string. First you are adding string to a number. You can see that you are adding string to a number. When you add a string to a number, the resultant will be string. So here 5 will get added. You can say that 5 will get added to the string, and the output will be number equals to 5, and the whole thing becomes a string. The whole thing, this part becomes a string, or you can say number equals to 5 becomes a string, because we know when we add a string to number, the output will be string. So here you can say when a string is added to a number, the output is a string. Now number equals to 5 is a string. Once again you are adding 3 to a string, so you are adding 3 to this, isn't it? So when you are adding 3 to this, you are actually adding a number to a string. 5 is no more a number because it is already added to number equals to, or it is already added to a string, so it is now converted to a string. So here number equals to 5 is a string and you are adding a number. When string and number gets added, once again the things will concatenate. Once again it will concat. So when it will concat or concatenate, it will give you the value number equals to 53. Here you can see it's giving me the value number equals to 53. Let's execute this program. You can see number equals to 53 I'm getting. Now you must be having a doubt, sir. No, what we want to do is we want to evaluate like this. Number equals to, first we want to do 5 plus 3, that is 8. Then we will concatenate with number. Yes, it can be done. If you want to do like that, then you have to put a bracket here. Okay, you have to keep this within a bracket, a parenthesis. So according to BOSMAS rule, first brackets will get solved. So here what is within the bracket? Here it is 5 plus 3, that is 8. So value will be 8. Then so first these things are going to get evaluated. 5 plus 3 is 8. Then 8 will get concatenate with number. So output will be 8 here. So here you can see that output is 8. I hope this part is quite clear to you, that how the things are happening here, how the things are going on. Now let's go with some more manipulation and we'll see how we are getting the output. Let's execute this program and let us see whether we are getting 8 or not. Yes, we are getting the number 8. Number equals to 8. Now let's do some few more examples. Okay. Now if you have 5 plus Abhishek. Okay. If we have written like this, what will be the output? Students, just think what will be the output. Now once again we have to start from left to right. Pause for a while. Comment me in the comment section. Without wasting the time, pause the video right now. Comment me in the comment section that what will be the output. Here we have to start this process from left to right. When we start this process from left to right, you can see that here we have a value or a number. Again we have a number. So number plus number will give you number, that is value. It will never give you string. So 5 plus 5 when you do, it will give you a number, that is 5 plus 5 will give you what? 10, right? So 10 is a number, 10 is a value, and then you are adding this 10 to a string. So the final output will be 10 Abhishek. Clear? Let's compile this program and look to the output. You can see 10 Abhishek is printed. Now let us try with another example here. You can see, let us try with another example. Let it be here. We'll try with another example. Here if you keep 5 plus 7 plus 8, what will be the output? Students, again pause, reply, and then you can watch this video. So here the output will be, you can see that here the output will be, we will start from left to right. Left side, what is there? 5, that is a number, plus what is that? String. So number plus string will give you a string. So both the things will concatenate and the result will be 57, isn't it? It will not add because there is a number and there is a string, and when you add a number with string, it will give you a string. So it will concatenate, it will give you 57. And 57 will be in which format? It will be in string format. The reason is when you add number plus string, it will concatenate and it will give you the result in string format. 57 is in string format. When you add 8 to that, it will become 578 it will become. Okay, let's look to this. We'll compile this, and then here you can see 570 is printed. And why it is coming in the same line? The reason is here we must have written print instead of println. Yes, you can see that we instead of println we have written print. So let us convert this to println. Okay, if we convert this to println after printing 10 Abhishek, 578 will get printed in the next line. Okay, now let's come to another example here. We'll go with another example. Then now if you want to print like this, okay, what will be the output here? You can see that what will be the output? The output will be 56. Here the output is 56. And why it's 56? The reason is you can see 5 is written. After 5 double quote is present. A null character. Nothing is present within this double quote. This is a null character, you can say. Null string or null character. Here we have a null string. Nothing is present within this string. But still double quote is present. We have to consider this as a string. So a number plus a null string will give you, it's a string, null string. Number plus string will give you string. So 5 along with that nothing is there, right? Nothing is written here. So actually what we are doing here, you can see we are converting this 5 to string. And how we are converting this 5 to string? We are adding it with a null string. And when you add it with a null string, nothing will come here, nothing will get printed here. You can see after 5 nothing will get printed, but 5 will get converted to string. The reason is we are adding 5 to a string, 5 to a null string. So this whole thing here, you can see the whole thing gets converted to string. And then when you add 6 to that, 5 is already a string. And when you add 6 to that, it will act as a, it will get added to 5. The reason is 5 is a string. It is already converted to a string because of the addition of null string. So 5 is already converted to a string, and when you add 6 to that, so the whole thing becomes a string. So it gives you the output 56. Let's compile this and execute main method. You can see it's giving me 56. Similarly, you can think like this. We can take another example. If you put a double quotes in the front, okay, that means this is a null string, isn't it? Plus, if you write 8 plus 2, what will be the output? Tell me. Here you are adding a string, null string to 8, right? So the output will be, here you can see that the output will be 8, remain 8. The reason why it is 8, because you are adding a null to 8. So 8 will get converted to a string. Once it gets converted to a string, the 8, here you can see 8 becomes a string, isn't it? 8 becomes a string. Once it becomes a string, then 2 will get added to that string. So 8, that is string, plus 2 will give you a concatenation value, a concat value it will give you, because 8 is now converted to a string because of the addition of null character, because of the addition of null string. 8 is now converted to a string. And when you add anything to a string, both the things will concatenate, both the things will concat, right? So instead of getting added numerically or mathematically, it will concat and it will give you a result that is 82. You can see 82. Are we getting 82 or not? Yes, we are getting 82 here. Now let's write another program here. Double quotes plus 17 plus 1 plus 8. Okay, what will be the output? Let's look to this. Pause for a while, and students, please reply me in the comment section. Please reply me in the comment section what will be the output here. Here let's look to the output. You can see that we have a double quotes here, right? But before that we have to understand that according to BODMAS rule, we have to solve what we have to solve. We have to solve brackets. When we solve bracket, what output we are getting? what will be the output? When we solve bracket, the equation will become like this: double quotes plus 7 plus 1 will give you 18 plus 8, isn't it? It will give me a result like this. Now when we solve here, you can see that when we solve this bracket first, so it will give me the result double quotes plus 18 plus 8, right? Now when it gives me a result like this, here you can see that once I get this result, I get this evaluated value. Now again I have to solve from left to right. I have to proceed from left to right. When I proceed from left to right, null value or null string is added to 18. So when null string is added to 18, this things become string. This thing becomes string, isn't it? Because 18 is already, we have already evaluated 17 plus 1. First 17 plus 1 will be evaluated, so that you can get a value like this: 18. 17 plus 1 will give you 18 because it is present within the parenthesis or within a bracket. And then we have to write it once again. Here you have to solve from left to right because no bracket is present here. When you solve it from left to right, here you can see that you have a double quotes here, that is string, null string, plus 18 will give you 18, but 18 will get converted to a string. Then when you add 8 to a string, it will give you the concat value or concatenation value. So final answer will be 18. 18 is in the form of string, plus 8 you are doing, instead of getting added numerically or mathematically, it will get concat and it will give you a value 188. Let's see. Yes, it's giving me a value 188. I hope the working of print and println is quite clear to you. When to use print, when not to use print, how print is different from println, and how you can write a null println statement but you cannot write print null print statement. These things are quite clear to you. Along with that, how to use the concept of concatenation, how to evaluate a println statement, what are the values we can write within println statement, why do we give plus sign. Okay, so I hope things are quite clear to you. For my next video, stay tuned with me. God bless you all.